who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they might'st feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calm. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.
In the shadows of the night we stand our ground. Whispers of the lost, their cries resound. The CPS Punisher with truth as our shield will fight for the children, their wounds revealed. The system spinning tales, painted lies on the walls. A child, a minute lost, will you heed the calls? Herbert's guiding light, Vinny sharp insight. Together we shine, bringing truth into the light. No more silence, we raise our voice. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. No more silence, we raise our voice. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. Behind closed doors, the truth gets twisted. False claims and betrayal, so many lives enlisted. Those judges wear blindfolds and kangaroo courts, but we will uncover their heartless retorts. Families torn apart by insidious schemes. Mothers in anguish, drowning in dreams. With every step we take, we forge a new path. Education as our weapon, igniting their wrath. This is our country, our stories are told. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. We're the warriors, standing strong, place is where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin.
What's up, Vinny?
What's going on, Darren?
I got a cat attack over here. Um, Sorry about that. No, I don't want to leave. No, not much, man. Just getting back from the other show there, the Tiff and the Punisher show. That was kind of nice. It was a good show tonight. Going over some legal stuff. Let me get rid of this kitty cat here.
Yeah, I kind of perused it earlier, and I was listening, and Tiff was dead on some of the stuff she was talking about. I was looking it up as she was, saying it, and yeah, she's definitely dead on.
Tiff is always dead on. It seems like, man. That she knows some stuff. She's like a legend. She's something. What do you think, Herbert? What do you think about Tiff?
I think TIFF is very good. I think TIFF should have a conference or symposium or something to teach people how to go to court and to defend themselves.
Yeah, well, we're going to do that. We have some things in the makings that are coming up here that everybody's going to be able to chime in on and everything. So those things are coming up
And
very
those
soon.
things like I said, it has to be a mock situation. Making TIFF the judge, for example, and pretending that a person comes in to defend themselves. Because just telling people what to do, when they get in the courtroom, they freeze up.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking more like we're going to have we have some classes. We have a seminar that we're starting to plan, and we got a bunch of things that are coming up around the bend here. So it'll be, everybody can start looking out for that stuff. It'll be exciting. Maybe you can teach a law enforcement seminar or something during that day or something along that, and Vinny can do some Vinny stuff, it'll be a good day,
Yeah,
But
I like speaking on the constitutional stuff.
Yeah. I found a good book today. It's a class. I guess it's designed for a class. Let me see here. Let me see if it's right here in my downloads. I guess I don't have it right here. I thought I did. I don't remember what it was called, but it's a class for the. You know what? Let me stop being lazy here and let me go look for it. It was a class for the designed to teach some constitutional rules and everything.
Oh yeah,
pretty good. And I stumbled on it I stumbled on it by accident. That's always when you find your best stuff.
Yeah, when you're not looking, that's when you find it. Yep.
Yeah. If it don't itch, don't scratch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure does work that way, don't it? I think
trying to see the comments. They're not on, so I'm going to turn them on. There we go.
Perfect. Professor.
What's up, Michelle? How you doing?
Where the hell is this thing? Let's see. Oh, I did a parenting course once. That's right here. I just found that. Not that that's what we're looking for, but I forgot about that. So maybe that's something that we can do. Is I was thinking that I'd like to get into being involved with this stuff too. Is becoming like a parenting course for people that they are required to do some sort of parenting, something guidelines that we could do that here too. Like it's just parents and their needs. Like if the courts order you to do a parenting class or something like that, maybe we could offer that stuff as a unit too. And have to see what the what they say about all that.
I did two of them on my own. So I mean, they
Right.
they do help in a way. Like you learn different things. So it's not to say that parenting classes isn't a bad thing, because there's some things that we just don't know as parents, and it does help us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So taking a class or two ain't gonna hurt a parent. I mean, it just benefits you even more.
Yep, it's good stuff. Let me see. Modern finance. I don't know. Just for those men we just can't reach. You hear
Oh,
anything in the
Maria.
news? Have you heard anything in the news lately?
I've been watching a little bit. Yeah,
What kind of little bit?
there's some major stuff going on right now.
Well, what is that? I mean, like as far as CPS
I mean,
all that?
I don't know if you watched that clip that I sent you, but that was something that Crystal sent me, and wow.
I don't know. I don't know what that one is. I'll find it at some point.
Debbie,
But,
you might want to
it was
check
pretty
in.
interesting.
Debbie, you might want to check into that, because right now this week is administration week, and all the courthouses are supposed to be closed, as well as CPS. So you might want to look into that, because when they have administration week, that means counselors, attorneys, judges, anyone in the court systems are on leave doing training.
Oh yeah, it's administration week or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So good luck getting that passed. Any of that stuff. You guys trying to get stuff done in the courts this weekend, Maine anyway. Is that it's nationwide, or is that just for Maine? Do you know?
I don't know, but it seems like it's a big thing, from what I understand.
Yeah.
It never hurts, though, Marie.
No.
Brooke, holy crap! Oh, there's Mr. Herbert. There goes Mr. Herbert.
There you go. Herbert's gone. Let's see here. What else we got to do? We haven't seen or heard from Josie in a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm hoping she's all right, because she should have been back from vacation by now. How you doing, Brooke?
Hello, Brooke. Hello, Brooke.
So anything new on your side, Darren, or?
Well, no, not really. Just, I'm really starting to like the way that Void Ab Initio, paperwork and those scripts, if you will, I'm trying to get those done so that we can put them into play and give one a whirl and see if maybe this could be the answer that we've all been going for. I mean, hopefully it's not 100 and whatever.
Brooke's having issues with her case, she says.
Yeah, mine's whipping up. I mean, I don't know where I put this damn constitutional thing.
Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, hey, check it out. Breaking Down Child Protective Services, episode 4073. Captain Sims is on right now.
Yeah, they updated theirs. You notice that?
Who did? Captain Sims?
Yeah, and so did I seen an episode not too long ago with the Simpsons, and wow, man.
Oh yeah, what was it?
Basically a lot of governmental things happening.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
Let's see, what
I
was the
I heard a
hell?
couple new cases today, so
What did you hear?
well, according to one of my sources that I talked to, their case was at the point where she could have had a major lawsuit, but
Right.
they TPR'd her.
What?
Oh yeah, they pulled out at the last stop. They TPR'd her before she could even say anything.
Oh my God, that's terrible, man. That's so difficult.
It seems to be a thing that they're doing now.
It's crazy.
Hey
All right,
Chris.
Chris is in the house.
Yeah, that's Debbie's daughter. She's cool.
Yep. Oh, I knew that one. Man, we should get her on here. If Chris wants to come on the show, we should. I'd love to get her on here and ask her some questions
Sean
about what's going.
McMillan, yeah. Sean McMillan's got some really good stuff too, Maria.
How about you?
Oh yeah, there is Debbie. Yeah, yeah. I was reading an article about that today. And Tennessee as well. So it's starting to pick up more momentum.
Yep.
And when Trump takes over, it's going to come up a lot more.
Shit.
That's who I voted. I voted Trump.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trump already that last time he was voting to get rid of them, abolish that system. That's what he was doing supposedly in the last days of the last minutes when he was in the White House. Whether or not it's that's true, I don't know, but I don't see why they would lie. So
Now we got Herbert back with us.
Herbert's back in the house. Herbert's
Yeah, I
here.
heard you guys talking, and I was talking, but you couldn't hear me. Vinny, I heard you say, "There's Herbert." There, Herbert went, and Herbert came back, and I was hearing all of that, but you guys just couldn't hear me.
Darren said it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren too, and but I can hear you guys talking very well, but obviously you couldn't hear me.
What, Brooke? What is going on in your case? Do you want? Can you come on and talk to us about it?
Yeah, let's do a little update, Brooke.
Hello, Brooke. How are you?
But Maria, how you been? It's been a while since we talked.
Maria. Did you get those songs, Maria, that I sent you? Did you get all the email from me? Whoa. Let's see here. No.
Vinny, you were saying that Trump was supposed to do something when he was in office last. What was it?
He was trying to get rid of CPS.
Oh, okay. So when he gets in office again, maybe he'll try again. You think so?
Oh, here he is. Oh, yeah. There's already talk about it. Yep.
Yep. Get rid of all this. Let's see.
I'm a wreck. Didn't feel like coming up tonight. Sorry. It's all right, Brooke. We understand. Know how that is.
Yep. Some days are harder than others, that's for sure, when you're dealing with this stuff.
I'm glad you're hanging in there, Maria.
Maria, did she say that she got the email from me? Maria, did you get the email?
What's up, Cricket? Panda baby girl Welch.
What's up with any of you guys out there watching us? Do you guys have any questions or comments or anything that you want to talk about your cases? Go ahead and leave comments in the comment section. We'll see what kind of information we can get to you to help you out with your cases, even though we're not attorneys, entertainment purposes only. You know, make sure you research anything that we talk to you about or tell you to do.
Or if you have any law enforcement questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, Herbert's right here. So
Cricket says she has a story out of South Carolina.
Okay. They want to read them, or do they want to?
Cricket, if you send an email to Darren.
Texas back from shop says the doctors do.
She's going to do a lot of typing. Do you think Cricket could come on?
I mean,
can Cricket come on the broadcast?
If Darren wants me to drop a link, I can drop one, but.
Well, I mean, I sent him out. I didn't send him. I sent one to Brooke.
Can you send one to Cricket? Because Cricket has a story, and she's going to do a whole lot of typing. Whereas if she's on the show, she could tell us real quick.
I don't care. Whatever. If she wants to come in and tell her story, then let's hear it.
All right.
Can Vinny send it to her?
Yeah, give me a minute, Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert. Jesus, you do it.
It takes a minute to get where I need to get.
Okay. Yeah, because she's still typing. It's a lot of typing. I get it. Whereas once she's on the show, we could get the whole kit and caboodle within a minute and a half.
Not addicted necessarily, but with drugs in their system, and in some cases, with parents who have no explanation for it. Tonight, I'm taking you inside the lives of 3 of these children to show you why some believe the state is failing them. The faces of babies.
I'm going to drop the link in here
their
for you,
tiny
Cricket.
bodies. But these 3 children have something else in common too. They didn't live to see their first birthdays. We begin in Muskegon Heights, where Honesty Whiteside spent her very short time on this earth.
Honesty was a month and 5 days. She was amazing. I love that baby.
I found Starlene Whiteside still living in the apartment where her baby died a year ago. And she's still fighting every minute, she told me, to stay off the marijuana she started smoking at 12 years old.
It's a drug that you start, probably think you got it. It's a drug that creep up on you. I didn't think it was a problem. Hanging with the type of friends I hung around, we smoked 7-8 blunts a day, and that was cool.
Honesty was born with evidence of marijuana in her system, but that's not what killed her. The autopsy called it a sudden, unexplained infant death, cause undetermined. Starlene told authorities she put the 1-month-old down to sleep in this pack-and-play, photographed by police. Starlene said Honesty slept on her side with a blanket and the empty end of the playpen, the part not covered with a purse, medication, a DVD.
It wasn't anything that was close to her. She wasn't rolling yet.
Starlene, who slept on a couch near the pack-and-play with her older daughter, told police that when she awakened 10 hours later and checked the playpen,
she wasn't moving, so I picked her up. My baby wasn't breathing.
I was noticing that was a pattern in the death cases.
Tobin Miller is chief investigator at the Office of Children's Ombudsman, a state-funded watchdog that investigates children's protective services.
I do the child death intakes. Right?
When a child dies who's had recent contact with CPS, the OCO investigates whether caseworkers dropped the ball or could have done something differently to save the child. After reviewing Honesty Whiteside's death, the OCO felt the state failed, that CPS should have opened a case for services after Honesty tested positive at birth.
Having a mother, usually, who is abusing substances and trying to care for a newborn at that time certainly raises the risk level. So for that child.
Opening a case for services would have allowed CPS to monitor Honesty's family for 90 days to try to get Starlene into treatment. Even though it's not clear why Honesty died, Miller wonders if CPS involvement could have made the difference. He wonders that, too, in the case of Andreas Klecker in Kalamazoo, another marijuana-exposed baby. These are the conditions Kalamazoo police found when they responded to the 9-month-old's death in 2015. Andreas' dad told police that before going to sleep with the baby's mom upstairs, he had turned Andreas over to an 11-year-old sibling who was on the living room couch. The next morning, one of the 7 children in the house found Andreas alone, dead in an upstairs bedroom, his body hidden under a thick blanket. The official cause of death, like Honesty's, undetermined, though the coroner noted that the baby had been co-sleeping with 3 other children on a couch.
We haven't seen a direct link between child being born drug positive and then 3-6 months later dying. Often the deaths are from unsafe sleep practices.
Unsafe sleep was the official cause of Jackson Denton's death. The 2-month-old from the town of Jackson tested positive for opiates at birth, but he died from positional asphyxia. Police say Jackson's dad admitted to putting the baby face down next to him in bed, said that Jackson had been throwing up and he was afraid he would choke. Jackson police found evidence of heroin use in the home. 3 children who didn't make it beyond a year. 3 reasons the ombudsman wants CPS to automatically monitor families when a child is born with illicit drugs in its system.
We can't just say, well, you're a substance abuser, so we're going to open a case.
Colin Parks is head of Children's Protective Services in Michigan. He cannot talk about specific cases. Confidentiality laws prevent that. But in general,
A parent's use or a parent's potential abuse of a substance would not be, in and of itself, a reason for CPS to open a case to...
What the state does do when a newborn tests positive for illegal drugs is a safety risk assessment using a standardized tool that includes a home visit. But if the home checks out okay and the risk scores low to moderate, the state might decide to end its involvement with the family.
But we also walk a fine line where the child protection law says you do not have the legal right to do any more than what you're doing right now. You can investigate, you can assess, you can provide services, but if there is no risk to that child or no identified to that risk to that child of those concerns increasing or the child becoming unsafe, then why are you still involved?
Do you think the marijuana had anything to do with Honesty's death?
Nah, I don't think the marijuana had anything to do with her death at all.
Starlene Whiteside is focused now on raising Honesty's older sister. She's focused, too, on staying away from marijuana.
What made me realize it was a problem? Well, when your 7, 8-year-old daughter come to you and they say, oh, mama, you got a blunt, it's rolled up. You know, my kids, my baby done been around long enough to know what a blunt look like when it's rolled up. It's time to let something go, do something different.
Whiteside told me she talks slowly because of the medication she's taking for bipolar depression. CPS is still reviewing and considering the ombudsman's recommendation that caseworkers be required to monitor the families of drug-positive newborns for 3 months. We will let you know what CPS decides if it's going to follow that recommendation.
We were talking off camera too, Susan. CPS
Recommendations. Sorry.
Right.
What state was it in?
Just reminding what we were talking about. And again, they say that use of drugs is not just reason to take the kids away. Because that
We
was
got
somebody that was
we
there.
Do you know what state that was in?
I don't know, but it's in TV 8.
Because
What is
any
it?
other state, they would have taken different action.
Yep.
Well,
I think we got Miss Cricket with us.
Yeah, she's here. Let's bring her out. Now we got Miss Panda Baby Girl.
Oh, she must have froze on the other one.
Oh no, she's scared. Panda Baby Girl. Where is she here? I know, right? It's legal in the state of Maine. So I don't know what they're doing with all these girls.
I
All
agree.
these,
I agree, Maria. Mary Jane is not addicted.
right?
If it was, I'd be smoking more of it.
I think that's.
Actually,
No, you're in, baby, but
actually, I can speak on that. Mary Jane actually helps me because I have back problems,
yes.
and I refuse to take the medications that they prescribe because it does all kinds of stuff to your body.
Yeah, you should play. Let's see. Where's Panda Girl? She's not coming out, huh? Panda
I think she
Baby.
froze.
Tell her to sign out and sign back in.
Go ahead, Herbert. You just
You
said
just
it.
told her.
Sign out. Come back in. Tell her.
I got
Sign
you.
out
Read.
and come back in.
So what did you think about that?
That's what I do all the
What did you
time.
think of what they just said there? Did you realize? So they said that just doing drugs is not a mere reason to take away a child, and I agree with that because your parenting is that's not what's in question. However, when you start,
All
when
right.
the risk becomes pretty high, I
The
think.
baby wasn't face down; it was on the side.
Right, but what do you think about? They talked about it being marijuana, but what about when it's heroin or it's methamphetamine?
That's a different story.
That's a whole different story. And again, I would like to know if you could figure out what state that was in, because every state is different.
Yeah, and every law is different too.
Because if that was Florida, not going to happen.
I still smoke it, Maria.
But in the state that you're in, you can. You're legal. In my state, it's legal. Most states is legal, but there are states it's not legal.
Well, there's only 12 states or 13 states that are actually legal, right?
That's correct.
There we go.
That's why.
Got it.
Oh,
We got it.
okay.
All right.
We see you. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So
you were
we're
telling
in
us the
South.
story.
You what?
You were telling us the story. You were typing. So now you could tell us everything without the typing.
Yay.
Okay, hold on before you start. Punisher, this is Jesse Teal and Crystal Welsh. We've been talking with you on Facebook, back and forth.
Oh yeah,
and a couple months ago,
okay, yeah. How you guys
a couple
been?
months ago, you wanted us on anyway, and she just happened to pull it up, and I'm like, go ahead and get in with him then. Talk to him.
Hell yeah, how you guys been? Is everything going? Let's see what's going on.
They shipped my kids to Montana, to my brothers.
God.
After I had told everybody that it would subject my 14-year-old daughter to the same man that molested me when I was 13.
That's what they do. They bring it right to the freaking abuser. They always do that, and I don't understand why.
What's crazy? What's crazy is I learned through this case and through her that her brother was part of the assault when it was happening.
Yep.
And they sent my kids to him.
Oh, he made himself look good though.
They always do.
Oh, all right, start from the beginning and walk through.
Yeah. Let's do that. So that way the people that are watching too, they can chime in and because you guys have quite the story.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start.
Do you really
In the
want me to do
world,
this?
I
right
think you
from
can
the
do
start, right from
more
the
than I could.
I know nothing. I know nothing about your story, so you got to start from the beginning.
Okay.
All right.
oh
Okay,
boy.
so if I'm gonna do this, you're gonna have to sit and be quiet.
I will.
You won't chiming in. All right. So we were living in Pamplico, South Carolina, Florence County. We had set up a camper and a shed. We had built a add-on to make it where the shed had a little hallway to it. 2-bedroom camper. We took the shed and turned it into our living room and a room for our son. And they came into our life because of my daughter and my son took a vape to school. My son stole it out of my glove box, and he admitted that to the school and me. Told me he took it from me, and I told him, dude, that's stealing. You can't do that.
Right.
And he apologized for it. Well, before this, we had a previous case that my mom had them, and she had took me for child support. Well, I was going to the courts to finish out my child support because they said I owed money. Well, my daughter tells her mother that I'm not going to school. I'm going with dad because 9 times out of 10, we don't have money to pay for it, and they're going to send him to jail. I'm not letting him go to jail and me be at school. Well, they argued about it that night, and she convinced her she was going to school, and she agreed with it and was okay with it. Well, Haley went behind our back and took a vape to school.
Oh my God.
When we got suspended for two or 3 days.
3 days.
When we went and got her, picked her up before my court appearance, she gets in the truck and she looks her mom dead in the face and says, I love you and I'm sorry, but I told you I was going to court with y'all. Okay, Haley, I will deal with you when we get home. Court went fine. I didn't go to jail. Blah, blah, blah. We have DSS show back up at our house over her taking a vape. They did a walkthrough. Everything was fine. They stuck around. They kept the case open for
We didn't know though.
They kept the case open for 4 or 5 months. Well, October of last year, we lost the big building. So instead of worrying about the big building, we decided we were going to go get 2 smaller buildings and just put them in the place. That way, Haley could have her own room. She already did, but she wanted a bigger room. And Joshua could have his own room. Well, in the process of this, they show up, and it's a problem that they don't have power. Okay, my electrician's coming Saturday. This is a Thursday, sorry. My electrician's coming Saturday to wire everything up. Okay, well, we got to remove them and place them somewhere else until he gets here. Okay, if I allow y'all to remove them, and I know I did wrong, but if we allow y'all to remove them and place them with a friend of ours, are you guaranteeing me that they can come home Monday? Yes, we won't find anything else wrong. We will not find any problems. They'll be able to come home Monday. Okay, my kids go with a friend of theirs to the beach for the weekend, and that's where they were at. Anyway, moving on. They come home Monday, get out of school Monday. DSS shows up and they find 12 different things. The room smells like feces because it was a new shed. I hadn't had a chance to clean it. Joshua's room smells like body odor. He's a 15-year-old kid that plays football. And we're doing laundry at this time. He's got a pile of clothes on his floor because he's waiting for his turn for laundry. This can't be like that. And they saw a drop cord running outside to power an LED light. Brand new drop cord. That's why they removed them from my home that Thursday.
But these are not big.
Yeah, these are not kids. These are not little kids. But anyway, moving on.
Almost grown.
We have fought with these guys for the last year trying to get our kids back. It has been an on and over and over battle. I'm not being told what we need to do. I have 2 campers right here where I'm at that are more than sufficient. Hold on, that are more than sufficient room for my kids and me and my wife. She just got her court paperwork that is 599 pages long of
my whole
all
case
kind of different
file
things.
is 599 pages.
I know I'm leaving out a lot, but I'm trying to make it a short, summed up version.
Yes. lies and flipping made up they signed my name on a document that I never put my name on.
We have that document, by the way. I have never, as far as I know, I do not have the first court order signed by a judge. I can't find any of them.
They did the very first time we went to court, they had it signed.
It is we have the paperwork showing that they had an ex parte done Friday before the first time we went to court. We had no idea they had already made arrangements to take the kids from us that Friday. We went to court Monday. And when we went into court, they took the kids from us, and a friend of mine took them and tried to run with them. And that's a whole nother story I'll get into another time. But
our kids were on the missing children's list.
Our kids were missing
all kinds of stuff. I ran with them.
But I'm going to let her talk. Here you go.
All right.
Now we go on to you, dear.
You're going to do it. Just do it.
She's got her notes prepared for her.
Do what?
You got your notes
You
prepared?
got your notes prepared for you.
I'm trying to get them there.
We are trying to take it to federal court.
I'm trying to take this to Fed. I just went and copied all of my paperwork or my files and stuff that I needed to do. So we'll see where it goes. I hope I got the right form. So where does that say that?
So Benny, what do you think so far?
Sounds to me like a bunch of violations of due process.
Yeah?
We have been in front of four different
and some
judges.
major violations of constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Which we do have. No matter what anybody tells you, you make sure that you just stick it to them with that document, the Constitution, because that thing means everything. You know, that's the basis of our foundation of the free world that we've created, and that states right in there that they can't take our kids. We have the right to be parented. We have the right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. We have the right for all of this. And for the judges to say that we can't use the Constitution in the courtroom, it's just asinine. And I never really thought back and looked at it that way until we just started discussing it. And we really are stupid. Not meaning you guys or whatever, but I know, including myself, I never realized all we got to do is just rinse it off and go.
I mean, coming from someone that has been looking at the Constitution and reading, everything that it has to say, and then looking on other things and trying to look up information, you got to stick this in front of their face from the get-go. I did that, and I got proof.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now listen to this. Okay, so they were talking to my brother and his wife, and it states right here, one of our caseworkers says, Supervisor Elliott stated that they could file a private action for custody, but that they would have to file the action in Florence, and that would cost, and the cost would be high. Encouraging I've never met her, but she's my sister-in-law. Apparently. To
try to take our rights.
Yeah, to get custody of my kids around the court. And it's in black and white in my case file, but it's overlooked. That could make me mad.
Sounds like you guys need to find yourself a pro bono constitutional lawyer.
I've been trying.
I wish we could, man. But it's in South Carolina. There's not a lot of lawyers, period. And I've called the state bar. The state bar doesn't do pro bono lawyers for DSS. And we have public defenders, but they're more like public pretenders than anything.
How many have you gone through, just by curiosity?
How many public pretenders? Just one right now. Is all we
Okay.
got. One apiece.
Let me tell you something about the first public defenders. Usually they don't do squat. It ain't until usually you come across the third or fourth one that will actually do something.
So keep firing until you find.
No, keep firing until you find the one that's going to listen to you.
We were at the library today trying to find the paperwork, to file it to go in front of federal court instead of
Right
being
form.
on state court.
Well, you could probably get that right from Darren.
Yep, I do. I do have that stuff.
I went to the library and I printed them out.
Here's my problem. I could get it from you, but I have no way to print it. The only way I have any internet access at all is my phones. I don't have a computer. I don't have a printer. I could send you my address if you could mail it to me. But we go back to court on the 5th to see what happens now. And we have it stating where DSS and her brother, my brother-in-law, has to show up, has to set up face-to-face visits once a month. They've been gone since when?
The first of this month.
The first of this month, and I have not seen. No, first of last month.
Yeah.
Last month, and I haven't seen them yet. We've seen them over video and phone calls, but we haven't seen them face to face.
So it sounds like they're blocking you from having face to face, is what you're saying.
Yep,
Yes.
we get an hour for
3 days a week.
3 days a week, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And it is a strict hour. I have been in positions where we own our own business. We're trying to get it back up and running because when DSS took our kids,
We lost everything.
We lost everything.
Everything.
We lost our home. We lost our animals. We lost our vehicle. And my vehicle is what runs my business. I do fair foods. I do deep fried funnel cakes and deep fried Oreos and sweets like that. Well, we lost everything. I just got my truck back, and my truck has broke down on me, and I don't even have the money to fix it to get back on the road.
It's literally left us. I'm thankful that we have a roof over our head. We do, but we run off the generator.
Yep. I feel that.
We run off a generator. We have no running water. His granddaddy's property. He's got 2 campers right here that we've turned into a home, whatever, somewhere to live. But it literally left us homeless.
And they don't care, and that's the problem. They don't care what it does to families.
No, not at all.
My son has been in and out of DSS since he was 12 months old.
17 months.
17 months old, and I'm sick of it.
They've been bullying us every time, every flipping time. And it's nothing that we've done. They get a phone call, they get a report, and it's an automatic removal. I gave them a reason this time, though.
And I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'll tell anybody. I'm not ashamed of it. I have done drugs in my past. I have done my drugs in my past, but I never got caught by DSS or anybody else doing drugs. Never was allocated for drugs. But every time it brought up drugs. And I know who keeps calling on me, and it's the same person that's called every single time.
Yep.
It's in my paperwork. It's my brother-in-law, which is my sister's husband, who they're now divorced, ex-husband now, and he just likes to control everything. But he's the one that's done it every single time, and they don't look at him.
What's your opinion on that, Herbert? Darren, you alive over there?
I'm sorry, Vinny. Yeah, I'm here. Vinny, what were you saying, Vinny?
Hey.
Vinny.
I said, what's your opinion on CPS and what's going on?
with their story, with their situation?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. For one, I got. Hold on a second, Chris. For one, I don't understand. Well, first I got to ask you, what state are you guys in? That's the first question. What state are you in?
South
Did you say the
Carolina,
Carolinas?
South
The
Carolina.
Carolinas.
Lawrence
Okay.
County.
Oh, okay. So you're in the Carolinas. So they're pretty heavy duty over there in the Carolinas. And my question is, you let them in the house. Was there a reason why you let them in?
No, okay. When they threatened to,
We were bullied into letting them in.
yeah,
When they showed up to my house, we told them no
I
at
told them
first.
when
We
they came
don't
in,
need you, no.
they offered their
And
services.
they looked us dead in the face and said, if you do not let us in, we're taking the kids and we're removing them now.
Yeah,
Right.
And that's when you should have
I
looked at them and said, "Sorry, you need to leave. This is my constitutional right. You're violating my property. You need to leave."
we didn't know.
And I know
From that
that
And
point
if
now.
on,
the cops are there and they don't leave, if the cops are there and they don't
So
leave, then you have the cops trespass them.
you think
yep.
to do that, right? You guys
Any
So
other
let
yeah,
them
time
to
that
do
this
that. You
happened with
felt
us,
that.
I didn't get this much involved. I just was a good little puppet and did what they told me to do.
Right.
do you have this on
Yeah,
documentation
that's
that
right.
you
That's how you get.
you you denied them from coming in?
No.
No,
Yeah, you got to document
She said she
everything
never
because
denied.
I tell you what, that would have worked in your favor if you had it documented.
I got
But did
witnesses
you deny?
stating that I did that.
Well, if you got
Did you deny
witnesses,
them
then
from
you need
coming
to
in?
call them witnesses as to what happened and use that against them because that is a violation of your constitutional rights.
Okay.
Here's the problem with that. Anytime we step into court, it's, how do I put it? We have hardly, matter of fact, put it like this. The first time we went to court was over that ex parte, over them
Yeah,
taking the
that's what I'm
kids.
looking for.
We didn't even get a chance to speak. We were not heard. Our kids were outside in the waiting area, and we were told by the cop that the judge would hear everybody's side. And there was no chance for us to talk. He didn't want to talk to them. There was no talking whatsoever on our side. It was just DSS, and that was it. And it was over.
Okay, so
We had
then you need to pull that record of that.
how?
Go to the
Oh
court
yeah.
and tell them that you want the document from that hearing on that day. They have
And
to give them to you by law.
it was already signed. If I could find it, I had it today. I had it
It's
just
highlighted.
I know it's highlighted, and I had it, and it states that we don't even know why we're going to court.
Did you ever get it back from her?
As far as I know, yeah.
It sounds like they're giving you the runaround. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, big one. Big time run around.
Here.
Of course they're giving us the runaround. They're going after her for child support. Already had put me in a child support situation. I did not go because I had court 2 days before over the kids, and I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't heard her schedule anything. She's got court. We've got court on the 5th. She's got a child support case court date on the 22nd.
It goes further than this.
Yeah, it's
Because
crazy.
that day that we showed up at the courthouse, the very first day that we showed up, a friend of mine that showed up with me, her name is Bethany Johnson. She took off with the kids, left the courthouse with the kids after DSS had custody of them. Ran with them.
We're both being charged with custodial interference because they claim we took them, and we were, we conspired to take them.
I'll tell anybody the same thing I told the judge, because I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not afraid of it. If protecting what God gave me is a flipping crime, throw the key away, because given the opportunity, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
And I told my bondsman judge that, and I was shackled in handcuffs and everything else in the courtroom. I was like, look.
What's funny to me is right before this, I got locked up. I got charged with 2 counts of custodial interference. I was in South Carolina the whole time. She goes to jail and gets locked up for it. Tells the judge that, and I didn't tell the judge anything like that, but tells the judge that and got 1 count.
He got 2.
And I got 2 counts.
I told the judge that I would do it again, given the opportunity. She might as well throw the key away because I was protecting my kids. And I asked for mercy, and she gave me 1 count of custodial interference. And he got 2. I got 1.
I have witnesses stating where I was the whole time.
That sounds like they're trying to violate every single right that you guys have.
Oh, they were trying to keep us locked up.
Yeah, and that's how they can keep your kids by putting us away and charging us with all these charges. They're making it so that we look bad.
Well, not only that,
They've messed with the wrong mama bear because this mama bear doesn't back off.
If I can find somebody just to help me find lawyers that would pick
the
this
jail
case up.
cells.
Do what?
You can't fight them from inside the jail. You need to make sure that you're out of jail. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fight anything. As much as I know that you're saying, and I understand what you're saying and the symbolism to it and everything, but if you guys are in jail, then there's nothing that you can do for those children. There's nothing that you can do for your fight, or at least effectively. So you need to keep that in mind. As much as you, want to stand up and be there and do those things, but you go to jail, then you're not going to have a leg to stand on at all. Nor are you going to have the voice to do it because you're going to be locked up. So just keep that in mind. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Don't back down about you feel that's your kids and everything. Absolutely, 100%. But just keep that in mind, that what the repercussions are, and that lessens the blows for your fight.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this wasn't the first time that they've removed my kids, and I'm just to the point of, this time they're almost grown. They both said that they would rather commit suicide than to go back into DSS's custody. I mean, I did what any parent would have done. I went into protect mode.
No, I listen. I get it. I understand. I've been there too.
It wasn't something.
I'm just saying. I know. And you know what? You act as you act when the incident takes place. You don't know what you're going to do until you're faced with that situation.
Right.
We can all sit there and say that we would never, or we'd shoot someone, or we'd do whatever we do, but until you're actually put into that situation, you don't know what you're going to do. But hey, do you guys want to because we're getting to be our wrap up time? Do you guys want to come on tomorrow night and continue the story?
Absolutely, and I'll find my notes and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we should do. So yeah, let's do that for tomorrow night. But you want to join us in the last thoughts?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you guys start them then? No pressure.
Go ahead. What do you want to say? What would you want someone to tell you if you weren't in this position? What would you want to hear from somebody? What would be?
You're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your head up. Stay strong. Don't give up. Don't let them win.
They're worth it.
Because your kids are worth it. Don't let them take memories.
Mm-hmm. That's it. See? You knew what to say. That's awesome. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
right there.
that's really good stuff right there.
And you know what? No weapon formed against us shall prosper.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. All right, Herbert, what you got to say, buddy?
My thing is to learn about CPS, learn what they do and don't do, so you can stay off their radar, so you can avoid being approached by them. You don't want them when you stoop at your house. You don't want them near you. So you have to learn about what they attack, what they go after, so you can avoid that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Mr. Vinny?
My last words for tonight are this. Keep it on. Don't give in. Learn your laws, learn your constitution, because in the end, It definitely might help you.
Yep, it sure does.
Yep, absolutely.
It sure do, Vinny. And then I am going to say this. I'm going to say, look, as much as you guys want to stand up and everybody wants to be that strong, solid backbone for their family and run when their kid comes, when the CPS comes to take your kid, and fight CPS hand in hand, and I'm with you, and I believe in everything that everybody's saying because you have the right to defend your kid. Just remember, you can't fight as hard behind the jail cell as you can in front of the courtroom.
You
So
can't.
just
You really
remember
can't.
that. No, and as much as you want to, and as much as you just can't. So, your kid deserves that. So, that being said, we'll all be back here tomorrow night, same time, same place. I'm the CPS Punisher. We are out of here.
Getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, lion not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheek. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. 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 One day, one day, one day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you